All right, so just like I said before, in this case, my biggest number is 10, my smallest number is 1. When I find the range of that, that is 9. What will most likely happen is that every data set that you find, your range will most likely be 9, because I'm almost positive that every 10 has at least, or every question has at least one rating of 10, and every question has at least one rating of 1. That may change if I'm not remembering correctly, but most likely all of your ranges will be 9. So that one should be fairly simple. And what will happen, so I did this for the first question. If your second question is here, question number 2, you'll do the same thing all over again for your second question. You'll do the same thing all over again for your third question, same thing all over again for your fourth question, and then the same thing all over again for your fifth question. So you should have mean, median, mode, range 5 times. You should have it for question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, and question 5. Okay? So that's how you find the measures of central tendency. Now, the measures of variability, which is your MOV, one of them is your range. So you'll already be taking care of that here in Excel. The other one depends on if you are doing a box plot. Now, if you create a box plot, which you can do, you have the choice of whatever graph you want to use. If you want to create a dot plot, you can do that. If you want to create a histogram, you can do that. If you want to create a box plot, you can do that. It is completely up to you. Just remember, you have to justify your reasons of why you use that graph. Okay, make sure that it's appropriate for your data. And make sure you can just say, like, I chose to use this graph because of X, Y, and Z. All right. If you choose to do a box plot, you'll also have to find the IQR, and that will be your second part of your measures of variability. Okay. What that is saying is basically, how does my data vary? How large is my data set? Is it very short? Does it go between the numbers of 1 and 10? Like, that's a short data set. Or is it really long? Does it go between the numbers of 1 and 100? That's a range of 99. That is a very large variance in your data. It varies a lot. So think of it in case of like test scores. I want your test scores to have a small range. I want them to be, between 80s and 100. That's a range of like 20. Versus if we have some people who are making 50s, that's going to be a range of 50. I don't want a range of 50, because then that tells me that I didn't teach the material correctly to you guys. So having a larger range means that the data is less accurate. The more variability you have, the more problems or issues that could have arisen within your initial data collection. So in the case of your test scores, the larger variability that you have means that I did not do something correct when I initially taught it to you. So I made a mistake. So there were issues on my part. But if we have a smaller range, it's more accurate. It says, yes, we got this. Everybody understands this 100% correctly. It's a smaller range. So I hope that makes sense. So that's your measures of variability. I can't really show you that. The only one I can show you is range. But remember, you will have to do the IQR, the interquartile range, if you choose to do a box plot as well. And all of this information, you're just putting inside of this spreadsheet like this. Okay? So on the next video, I'll talk about your shape.